Hello, my name is Tom Burns, and we're doing a 15-minute landing page audit where I go through and I click on a random ad in my Instagram feed and I give some constructive feedback in real time and make some notes on the landing page. And just a quick disclaimer, I understand that some of these copy and design decisions might be backed up by testing and data that I don't have access to, and in some cases I might not be part of their target market. So these are just my candid opinions as an outside observer. All right, let's do it. All right, so let's jump into our first landing page here. Don't know what this is. I've never heard of it before. I think it's something about, it's targeted toward people who have online stores like Shopify and stuff like that. So, okay. Worried about messing up while editing your online store. Okay. So I don't have an online store, so I am not going to be super part of this target audience, but I can probably kind of imagine some things that people would be frustrated with. So we'll come back to that headline. What if you could undo any change or mistake and bring your store back to normal? So I'm imagining that this is probably a big deal for people who have online stores. Maybe there's some kind of thing where if you make a change and you mess up your whole store, and that's just catastrophic. So I can imagine this would probably be a big deal. So going off of that thinking, worried about messing up while editing your online store. So this headline, so far it's, you know what, I'm gonna mark that with a yellow to come back to, because I'm not sure yet if that's a good headline. It's good to start with a question, but it's also, in my opinion, better oftentimes to start with a value proposition. So what if you could undo any change or mistake and bring your store back to normal? That's pretty good. I like that. So it's, this is probably, undo is probably language that, people who have an online store would say, like, man, I just wish I could undo that horrible thing that I just did. Any change or mistake and bring your store back to normal. We've all been there, right? We all know that that horrible sinking feeling of, oh crap, I didn't save that document, or I just messed up everything and I lost all my progress. Especially if you're running an online store where you need things to be running smoothly because you could mess up your entire business. Like, that's a big deal. More than 1,000 Shopify and BigCommerce merchants use this service to back up their store. We help you undo small mistakes and huge disasters. That's good. So they're telling this is good for a wide range of things. So you can get your store back to normal. No need to hire a developer at $50 an hour. That's good. We provide phone, email, and live chat support plans starting at $3 a month. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm not knowledgeable about this space, but I feel like that would be a good price to secure your whole online store. So now I'm kind of getting a better idea of what this service does. So what I think would be a better headline that would be more colloquial would be something like, what if there were an undo button for when you accidentally screw up your Shopify store. Okay, worried about messing up while editing. Maybe, okay, so I'm gonna say this might be a better, this headline that I just wrote might be a better spot for here, because they're kind of pulling people in here with this headline up here. Worried about messing up while editing your online store. I feel like messing up is kind of a soft word. I would use something that people would really say, like worried about having an moment, after accidentally pushing that button. Something kind of more specific that people, if they're talking to their friends about, man, I messed up my online store, they wouldn't really say that. I feel like they would say, I effed up or whatever. Obviously, probably not a good idea to cuss, but you never know. More than 10,000, we did that. Tell us about your online store to get backup instructions. We'll come back to this. I'm not sure how I feel about this call to action. First name, last name. I've been seeing a lot of page or landing pages do this where they say your work email. Because before it used to be, in the past, a lot of them would say your best email. And that's not really something people would say. Like nobody says, oh, this is my best email. But your work email, like that is, because that's gonna be a lot better than just the email that everybody uses to send all the junk to, just so they can get a lead magnet. Phone number, e-commerce platform, send me backup instructions. I feel like this isn't super clear because I don't really know what they're asking me to do. Are they gonna send me like a PDF? Are they gonna send me just a sales page, basically? What are the instructions going to tell me to do? Because you're telling me that this service, which you can get for $3 a month, I feel like that's a pretty easy sell for backing up and having the undo button for when you F up big time. Like you're telling me, here's this service for you, but we're gonna tell you the instructions. Like I don't really wanna follow any instructions. Like at this point, it's like, I want you to tell me, we can fix your problem. It even says, seamlessly integrates with Shopify, Shopify Plus, and BigCommerce, right? So now why am I having to go follow these instructions? I don't know, it doesn't really seem like the right kind of call to action to me. Here's looks like this is a testimonial here. As a store owner, I'm constantly messing around with my site. Okay, Michelle, owner of uniqueworldinspirations.com. After setting up my website, I looked exactly the way I envisioned. I decided, so we're kind of going through a story here, which could be good. Decided to outsource some back-end work through trusted source, and my shop was loading too slowly after so these are they probably helped construct this specific things in her testimonial so that it would kind of flow with, things that an actual Shopify owner would resonate with. So looked exactly the way I envisioned it, decided to outsource some back-end work through a trusted source. My shop was loading too slowly. These are probably things that people can relate to who have Shopify stores. After I paid for the work and it was done, I logged into my shop to confirm that the issue was fixed and instead found the entire website was messed up. I couldn't scroll through the homepage, the pictures were overlapping, the products were incorrect. So these, I can bet you, are probably all specific issues that they have seen Shopify owners have. So they're pinpointing them and they're building up to the fact that that this service is going to be able to undo all that stuff. It's going to protect you from these major issues, which are really frustrating, especially if you're not a knowledgeable web developer. It seemed that everything had possibly gone wrong, had gone wrong. I freaked out. I like that. That's probably what somebody would say. With a very limited understanding of coding, yep, that's super good. I couldn't even begin to understand the extent of what had been done to my store, much less how to fix it. Yeah, they're nailing it right here. Of course, I no longer trusted the developer I hired to fix what they'd done. Yeah. So what was I supposed to do aside from having a mini meltdown? That's when a light bulb went off in my head and I remembered, I have blank. All I needed to do was guesstimate the moment before the coding changes were made. Okay, so here now it's telling you the process of how it works. All I needed to do, so they're telling you how easy it is here, was guesstimate the moment before the coding changes were made and before everything was broken, and then go into my blank and select that time, that date and time frame. Within a few minutes, my website was back to normal. So I would say here, so it just told you how easy it was to back up the site or to undo the changes. I would say a better thing to do, or something you could add to this, would be to relate this to backing up your computer, because it seems like the same kind of process, and probably more people are probably familiar with the idea of going about restoring from a backup. So I would say something like, maybe right here, I would insert something like, it was as easy as restoring a backup from my computer. So I'm gonna say, put that right there. I'm constantly messing around with my site. Yep, that's probably true for a lot of people. I'm not an expert, but I'm trying to do all of this myself. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's probably the majority of people using Shopify. When you start customizing things and you aren't a webmaster, you make mistakes that are not always easy to fix. Yeah, I would maybe add just something to this. It's so easy to get lost, or to get lost and not know how to undo what you did. Yeah, it's heartbreaking when you put your time, effort, and money, literally everything into your business, and then a mistake happens. It doesn't matter if it's your fault or someone else's. All it takes is one mistake to undo all of your progress. That's what it can feel like for sure. Now I have the confidence, here we go. So now we're talking about, you know, the before and after. Now I have the confidence to do things myself. Perfect. Because most people are probably anxious about hiring somebody else, both for the cost and for trusting them. And most people who do this kind of stuff, you know, Shopify things, like they're self-made people. They want to do everything themselves. They want to have that control over their website. And if anything goes wrong, I don't have to worry. Yep, that's good. Okay. Trusted by small businesses and large brands alike. Wow. Paul Mitchell, that's a one that a lot of people know. I've never heard of any of these other brands, but their logos look nice. Okay, real quick, I would say with this testimonial, especially for this landing page, it's a little bit long. I would say little too long for landing page. Use in sales page. Because at this point, you're wanting people just to take kind of an easier action to sign up for something or whatever. This would be a perfect testimonial for, it's more long form, for a longer form sales page. Maybe this is their sales page though, I don't know. Build your business with confidence. I feel like that's just kind of vague and doesn't really relate directly to the value proposition of this service. Not closely related to value prop. Go ahead, try that new theme, change your layout. I like this. Test a new marketing app. With the peace of mind in knowing that your store is backed up, you have freedom to work quickly and make changes. If anything does go wrong, you've got blank to do it, to undo it. I would make this a headline. Send me backup info. That's okay. Yeah, so I would make this thing, if anything does go wrong, you've got, you know, this service to undo it, and put that like right here, and then put this down here. Okay. Build your business with confidence. Again, that's kind of a vague headline. I would say you could change this to something like, make all the changes you want, knowing you're safe. No, so actually, to even take it a step further, go ahead. Make all the changes you want, knowing your store is totally safe. Or even something else like kind of tongue-in-cheek, but this would go a long way, I think, too. Saying something like, try to mess up your store. Go ahead. Try to mess up your store. We can undo your worst. See that, I like that the best actually. That to me is a really strong statement because you're kind of challenging somebody. Because before it's like they're not even trying to mess things up. They're trying to be really careful. And they're like, oh, I don't want to mess anything up. But they, try one little thing and that just blows up in their face. With this, it's like with this service, $3 a month, you can try whatever you want. You can even try to break it, and it's not gonna be a big deal. We can fix it. So that was everything. It was mostly good. I think they had a lot of good language in there. I can tell they really did their research on the frustrations that Shopify owners have when it comes to this kind of issue. I feel like this top headline is okay. It's not really pulling me in super well. At the moment, I can't really think of anything better, though. That's okay. My biggest issue, I think, was this call to action. It just was a little bit confusing to me. Are you going to send me instructions? I thought, tell me more about what that means. I don't want to have to do any work here. I'm already afraid that I'm going to mess things up. So you're telling me you're going to fix this. You do the work. So that's my biggest issue. And then the testimonial was really good, really well put together, and had a good flow to it as far as the story, but also hitting on all the pain points and then proposing the solution. But it was a little lengthy, and I feel like that would be more appropriate for a sales page. So, and it's just not clear, again, with the call to action, what I'm going to be getting. That needs to be made really, really clear. So I'm going to say CTA should tell me exactly what to expect. And it doesn't. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.